me do my thing.
Take it to the next level with Globe's fiber, LTE Advanced, and 5G mobile connection. Now you have the power to reinvent your world. Globe.
And welcome back, everyone, to the second season of the University Alliance Cup featuring Valorant. We are now down to 2 of our semifinalists, as one of our other schools have already moved on to the grand final, so they're just waiting there. And of course, they're all competing for that 100,000 peso prize pool, the right to call themselves the best collegiate players in the country, and of course, scholarships will be our shoutcasts for this next match. I'm Hiron, and of course, with me is Nausicaa. Next up is going to be Mustang Warriors from USC from the Warriors Arena versus LG Esports from Ateneo de Manila University. So let's see if they can face off against the San Carlos squad here as we look at the brackets. And yeah, Veritas Arcos, that last round was crazy. That entire match was crazy, actually. And
that was,
what do you think?
Action-packed series for sure. The last game was insane, and to be honest, I don't think anyone was expecting it to end the way that it did. That was
for sure.
I would say it was a pretty anticlimactic ending to what was a very exciting match. You know, we saw a very dominant game one from DLSU, and then we had this very back and forth game two. We also had a pretty back and forth game three. It's just in the last few rounds, you know, we were seeing these small mistakes being exploited actually by Susage, who just really kind of showed up. But now that that's over, the DLSU team will be defending the throne from being champions of S1 here, and we will be having this match between USC and LG Esports. You can see right now on the screen, we've got our player matchup. It is Yaba.
Our Omen matchup, actually.
Yeah. It's Yaba versus Tomo. For those who haven't heard, I don't think we will be having Fire Saijin in this match. So it's going to be the other 5 members of the team taking up or facing LG Esports today. But as you can see, you know, these two players definitely highlight players for their team. Yaba had a great showing last weekend for those who were able to watch, and I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, how these players will be showing up today, because especially LG Esports, you know, they were the finalists of last season, where they faced DLSU, and I'm sure they're looking forward to facing DLSU again. But on the other hand, yeah, you have this team USC who have just dominated the entire group stage. They, I believe, are the favorites, of this
almost
tournament.
every game was a stomp.
Yeah, pretty much. So USC just looking so good, but you can't count LG Esports out, of course, because they do carry that experience, and they also have a lot of great players, new players, who are also looking to make a name for themselves in this season.
And of course, our teams here, our players have a lot to say about this matchup. So just like with the previous DLSU versus FIT, we've got player interviews right there, just a sneak peek of what's in store for this game.
The player to look out for in USC is Fire Saijin, because when Fire is on point, it's like he appears to be unstoppable. But then as a team, we'll still try to give our best to stop his aggressiveness.
We probably have to look out for all of their players, since they're known for their strategies, and also we probably have to look out for everyone in the team.
My message for USC is that hopefully we'll have a great semifinals matchup that will be worth watching. Good luck and have fun.
Keith actually wanted to say something to Mateo, so I'll just play it. Okay.
Okay, they had that pre-recorded message just to really get that message through. But of course, without Fire Saijin, though, that means that USC is going to have to step up. And of course, Ramen and Beats and the rest of the squad are there to take up that mantle. Of course, LG, I think that's actually accurate for LG, like how every player is someone to watch out for. And it's very characteristic of LG, not just as a Valorant roster, but also an organization where they really have this very well-rounded types of rosters, no matter what the game, if it's League, if it's Valorant. And we're getting into our map picks here. And of course, our most seen map for the entirety of UAC so far, Ascent.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting best of 3, because Haven and Split are gone. And that means that game 2 is going to be Bind. And Ice Game 3 will be the tiebreaker. So this is going to be crazy if we actually extend things into a game 3. But now we will be moving on to Agent Select. As we've already mentioned before, Fire Saijin won't be here. So Ramen Saijin and Beat Saijin, and of course the rest of the team, will be here to try and show that even
Mhm.
without one of their star players on the team, they can still perform at a top level here at UAC. But I also want to say, if there's any chance for a team to defeat USC, who has been
Mhm.
looking unstoppable, today should be that day because
Mhm.
Fire
For
Taijin is
sure.
not here. So this is really actually a pretty good opening, or at least we think, because for all we know, this other player who has joined us here, I believe Fugly,
Mhm.
was only able to play 2 games in group stage. But he may just suddenly show up and be in the zone today. So LG Esports still, have to respect this team
Yeah.
who did not drop a single game in the group
Mhm.
stage.
For sure. I mean, Fugly, he's not really like that kind of player where you look at the roster and say, "Wow," but he's like that anchor for his team, especially on that Killjoy and a Sentinel like that means that he's able to hold
Select your
down
agent.
these sites and really allow him to enable the rest of the team here. And of course, Beats and Ramen, they're not going to be stopping precision, of course, on his Sova means that. Wait, Astra was picked up here,
Mm.
and Ryujin and I were really looking forward to seeing at least an Astra, and I'm really excited to see this in the hands of Tomo because usually we see him on like Omen, right? And really interested to see how different he's going to be bringing on the table with that. Of course, with that Astra, but of course, as we load onto the map, quick shout outs to our amazing partners at Logitech G. If you're looking to supercharge your gaming setup so you can hashtag keep playing, check out Logitech's amazing gaming gear at logitech.acadarena.com or type exclamation Logitech G in the chat for a 175 peso discount for a minimum of 1750 peso purchase. So getting into this game, super excited, and looking at our pick'ems, it's pretty LG skewed despite USC being such powerhouses in this season.
Yeah, I mean, after a dominating weekend last weekend, LG Esports are kind of carrying some momentum. They were able
Mhm.
to do 0 in our showing during the playoffs, so I'm sure they're feeling good. But at the same time, you can tell both of these teams are, really respecting each other. And I think one thing
Mhm.
that's interesting to note here is that for both of these teams, Ateneo carries the highest defenders win rate in group stage, while USC carries the highest attack win rate. So there's an
Ooh.
interesting thing to compare there. USC is known very much for their aggression. I'm wondering if
Mhm.
that's going to change with the absence of Fire Saijin, but we'll have to
We're gonna
see
have
as
to
we play
see.
out this first game here.
Yeah, Ramen trying to get a few pot shots out there, but of course they've got this really nice reusable toxin screen just to make sure that pushing A is as difficult as possible coming in from the main lobby, and they're gonna have to either uh, force that or go on to Cubby here, which seems to be the game plan here for Ateneo de Manila University. LG, they did pick this map, and USC. Ooh, that is dirty. Squammy goes down. That's a really quick tailwind there coming in, but Beats trying to find a fight here with his frenzy, dodges a shock dart out. He knows where Dippy is, just clips him on the shoulder, and that's enough to take him down. And they've already taken control of the site here. Meanwhile, they've got one man trying to go around tree here, maybe into garden, flank those guys on the rafters here. We're gonna have to see. It's looking really tough here for USC, but at the Manila University, they're falling one by one. It's now going to be 4v2, pulling them in, preventing them from actually crossing through. Yabo with a dirty dig into the shot there, but he's able to take him back, and Fugly is able to get a headshot onto Mateo for the defuse, and USC starting this game strong.
Yeah, I was looking at a couple of our previous notes, throughout the
Mhm.
season. And what's interesting is that when these two teams fought in the group stage,
Yeah.
it was a different situation because
Mhm.
Dippy was not in that game. And now we have a kind of flip situation where
Yeah, indeed.
Dippy is here today and Fire Saijin is not in this game. So I'm wondering if that's supposed to give Ateneo an edge or if that only
Mhm.
barely evens things out, maybe, just looking at comparing the rosters here of these two teams.
Mhm.
Because, of course, all our players here, I don't even need to say it. They're all cracked. That's the reason that
Mhm.
they made
For
it here
sure. I mean, they're
into
in
the
the semis, right?
semifinals. Yeah, but at this level of play,
Oh, is he
any
gonna push?
any advantage you can get is just so
Oh, but it seems like Ramen wants to push in there, getting one. Okay, getting one coming in from
Out
Beats.
of target.
They're actually pushing out here on defense. No fear whatsoever. Flex and the rest of the LG squad coming around mid. Maybe they can climb up to Cubby and take control of A from there. Because since USC hard pushed out of B there, Yaba gets a clean tap onto Tomo. Means that they're going to be able to no plant just yet. closing the door, but they're gonna be left open here on Heaven here. There's gonna be someone there. Precision catches Flex slipping, but it is gonna be Fugly gets tapped there. Yaba is on point with the Sheriff here, evening out 3 versus 3. That's gonna be the dark cover to prevent any entrances. There's Beats though, looking for heads here. Yaba is gonna get taken here by Ramen from the side. Meanwhile, Mateo's flanking around, but it seems like Squammy was expecting him. And Beats is gonna come through once again. Very, very good retake there by USC.
Yes, even if Fire Saiyan isn't in this game, Beats, of course, one of the other highlight players as well for the team, had around, I think, a 230 combat score roughly during the group stage. So definitely also a highlight player for the team. Yaba, though, you got to take note of this guy. He just got, what, 4 one-taps so far? And it's
There's a
very
reason he was on the spotlight for the matchups.
Yeah, very true. So, you know, even if USC have won these first 2 rounds, now it's ADMU going for the full buy. So you really want to take a look at these rounds now moving forward as things start to level the playing ground, at least in terms of the buys here. Viper picked here as well for ADMU. And I wanted to point out, you know, it's interesting because Viper and Astra, they're starting to see, you know, more and more picks, you know, even across other competitive regions. Yes, I love it too. I'm tired of the standard double duelist race thing that's been going on. So it's great to see Astra and Viper here.
Yep. And right now, they had a really nice toxin screen there just to make sure that from Heaven, it's going to be tough for them to take down Beats, taking a lot of damage here. He's going to have to get a frag. They got to Devour to heal himself back up. But it seems like AcadArena has this entire site on full lockdown. Of course, Door's going to get busted down, but seems like they have already gotten into position. They've got a turret covering them from that angle. And meanwhile, they've got Generator Hell and those boxes going up to Heaven. All covered for them. Recon bot though is immediately gonna get not immediately taken down there, but Mateo able to take down Fugly and Ramen as they're coming in. And this toxin screen making it very hard for Precision to find a purchase here in Heaven, as that severely weakens him, opens it up again, getting those shots in him. But the Neo, they might actually get a flawless on this.
Yeah, it's really, really rough. If a team with a Viper is able to get a really nice setup on post plant, that's awful. You know, it's so awful to watch the other teams try and get to a site with Viper and just set everything up. And as you can see, these 2 members, they didn't even try. You know, they saved their guns. They just say, you know, go next. You know, you're not even gonna bother pushing through, you know, those smokes from a Viper. And so far, you know, even if AcadArena doesn't go for the double duelist, there is still, you know, very much a chance for them to win with this kind of agent composition.
Yep. And right now, it might be another quote-unquote free round for ADMU here, seeing as USC's firepower leaves a lot to be desired. But, you know, Precision on that Bucky, maybe he's going to get some cheeky kills around corners. You never know. I really do miss Bucky outfire the way it was before, though. But we're going to have to see. It seems like mid is actually quite a contention. Like previous match we had between FIT and DLSU, nobody really liked going mid until later here on Ascent. But let's see. It seems like they're going for a pincer here, coming in from Market onto B main. Let's see if they will find purchase, because there's a lot of members of AcadArena ready for them here. They will get the immediate shot onto that turret, block it off with Cloudburst as well. Gonna do rapid shots in the barrier, but Beats able to find purchase with those battle. Once again against Squam, he takes 2. And he is going crazy right now, but Dimpy cuts him short, unable to get the 3rd kill. The Precision fighting back. And that is going to be Mateo, though. Can he clutch this? He's super, super low. Spike is not in his hands also, but he has his utility up and running. Has to be careful. Getting the peek from the lane as well from main. It's going to be the shoulder, but Tomo didn't go for the shots. Instead, tries to cross. Mateo catches him slipping, and that is super winnable with both members low, but Rahman takes it away, catches Mateo, peeking at the wrong moment on the other angle, and USC takes back momentum.
Oh, that's rough, and I believe that USC were on save there. There were a couple of members who were carrying Paris. And Saijin, you know, rather Beats, was able to show up. Mateo had a really, really good moment there. He was able to get 3 kills, but he's unable to cap it off. You can see the kills right now. Beats is just really rampaging along with his fellow duelist Ramen so far here at a 3-1 score. Nice, healthy lead to start things off for them. Let's see if AcadArena can catch up.
You know the saying, right? They only peak once you stop holding the angle. But let's see, Squammy. He's trying to make something happen here, but immediately gets shut down by Ramen. That means the Toxin Screen is a bye-bye. But the rest of the ADMU squad is trying to go for B-side instead, while 3 members of USC is still stuck over there, taking control. Yaba gets the headshot onto Fugly, means that is going to be a lockdown indeed to keep them out for at least 5 more seconds here at this point, having to back off. But they haven't planted it just yet, and Beats is coming in hot. And the ADMU, seems like their plant was super delayed, and USC, they did a very good job there delaying that for now, and now they've had them at a health disadvantage as well. But let's see, Ramen, can he win the no? Flex catches him with a headshot. Hunter's Fury is coming out as well. Beats is gonna take down Mateo. Dismiss trying to get some peeks out as well, but he's just 1 man against 2. Super low HP though, and he is location revealed at this point. Maybe catch a few pot shots on him through that wall. Get that leer out and get that peek as well from the boathouse. Flex is coming through. They're really just delaying at this point. What they challenge Beats. This could actually be winnable if he gets a kill, but no, it is going to be Dippy dipping him down, and the Beats goes out for 3-2 so far in this game. And ADMU, they're keeping it close, but maybe too close for comfort without Fireside in. But
yeah, at least they were. Yeah. At least they were able to pick up that round. As you see, the pick'em still leaning towards LG Esports side. There's a lot of support now coming on for one of our finalists from Season 1. And so far, you know, it looks like they are still able to catch up. They even have a shout out here from Boss Rob. You know, so proud of Dippy. I remember when he would message me to carry him from Fire. Joke, much love, Dippy. Yeah, you know, and it's dreams come true. You know, you might be in Iron right now, but you never know. You could be a finalist.
He's coming in though. Flex finding purchase with those knives, the Blade Storm, but immediately gets shut down. Tomo Saijin is the law in A side, but Squami, he's a rebel, and the Viper Spit comes out. This is his territory now. But it's gonna be Yaba planting and indeed Fugly. They're trying to find something here, but it seems like, you know, it's really difficult to, you know, challenge the Viper once she's set up after the plant.
Yeah, I mean, not only were USC on a save, the Viper bit is up. So that's if I've seen the end of a game, that is the end of the game here. Yep, 2 kills, clean up here from ADMU to just secure the round and even things out. Great play there from the team, and I do think, you know, this Viper is going to continue to be a problem for USC. They're gonna have to try and find ways to play around the Viper even when they're on the attacking side. But yeah, right now, Ramen has finally picked up the op. He's gonna be watching mid, I think, here.
Of course.
It's a good hold, you know, especially since earlier we saw a lineup from the Viper, you know, from Squami, able to block out most of that area of the map. You don't want to give up mid, especially on a map like this.
And trying to control mid here. Name a better duo. Name a more iconic duo. Tailwind and an op shot, or op shot into a tailwind. Miss or hit, that's gonna happen here. But Yaba catches Beat slipping. Indeed, and Flex coming through using the intel of that. Jumping around to get the height advantage. No, gets shorted in the face. High ground is not the advantage there. Obi-Wan and precision takes away Dippy, turning it into a 4-3. Ramen takes an easy pizza operator. Catches the silhouette of that gun from that corner, has to back off from there. But he's very confident in an op shot at this range, but he gets punished for it. Mateo takes it away. Squami, he's just looking for a kill here. Someone is right around that boat workshop there. Fugly does get the kill, able to get this clean. And that's going to be USC taking momentum here, 4-3.
All right, very back and forth rounds we're having here from these two teams. And, you know, in another universe, in another timeline, these two could have met in the finals. You know, that was a very possible thing to happen, but it just so happens they ended up in the same group. We're the top 2 in the group, but USC did have that edge since they didn't drop a single game in the group stage. So, you know, as the finalists of Season 1, they're really out here to prove that although, you know, USC ended with a flawless record in group stage, they're here to kind of take their spot once again as the top team in that group.
Well, let's see. Seems like AcadArena really likes going through mid here, but USC, now that Ramen doesn't have the op, doesn't really want to challenge it just yet. They don't want to hard push it. They have a couple of eyes on to Tree here coming in from Cubby Mateo. It's gonna be Beats versus Mateo here if peak is gonna happen. Shoulder is gonna be the name of the game here. Beats not throwing out the leer just yet. Very patient with it. Closes. No, just what was that? Okay, purple. Astra. Oh lord, I haven't seen Astra in so long, or at all in USC. I was like, what the hell is that purple stuff?
It's the nebula blocking out the vision there.
Fours
And
and
the
orbs.
Astra, but that is going to be expiring. They put another one there to
Oh,
grab
that
it.
was okay.
Oh, spawning in, and Cyajin. Bees is able to find the killer. He's going to trade it out though as Mateo comes in with the rest of the team, throws out the Manus farm just to give it a little bit more space. Tomo though, able to take out one, and now it's 4v3 as Flex puts
falling,
down the
though.
spike. Hunter's Fury going to be used to push him out of the plant. He's taken out by Ramen, and Tomo finds the other kill to clean that one up. 3K for this Astra.
Man, they were able to take that quite cleanly, pick them off one by one. After that, I mean, Ateneo had a good push into A, but after that, USC was just able to take them down very cleanly indeed. Yeah. One thing that I don't like about Astra visually is like the purple is such an eyesore. If you're gazing at it, I mean, Omen's got a really nice dull purple, while Astra has this like really loud purple that just hurts the eyes.
Purple.
Yeah. Yep. Dippy though. So challenging the op right there. They are on a save right here, just getting a lot of intel. Get as much as they know there's 3 people around this corner. Flex though getting a tap at 5 HP. He's looking confident at this point. Will they go for the full push? No, just trying to go for these orbs, set up maybe for next round. Doesn't seem like they're gonna want to hard commit onto this as well. It's gonna be Tomo getting the kill onto Mateo. And ooh, dirty kill onto Flex, but Squammy takes it back with a frenzy. He's gonna yoink, get a free rifle here at this point. This is actually winnable. This is actually super winnable here from the side of ADMU. Meanwhile, USC just setting up here, coming for their approach. It's gonna be a lockdown coming through. And the thing is, I don't think with the way they planted, I don't think they have a very good lineup after the lockdown comes through, which is a little bit troublesome. Ooh, that was so close there. Gonna go for the DQs as well. Yaba gets the headshot. Can they? No, like I said, not a good place to plant when the lockdown has been put down. Oh man.
Fugly actually got the last kill with the turret there, so that was just a very unfortunate post-plant situation there for the team. As we take a look at this replay, it was a 2v2 at the end, but I guess you can call it more of like a 2 versus 1, because the 2 members had like 0 HP at that point in that round. So things looking good for USC. They've kind of pulled away now from ADMU with the 6-3 on the score. Flex though
With the op.
Yeah, so it looks like he's
Jet versus Jet option, but I don't think they're gonna be finding each other. No. Nah, yeah, the op's gonna be USC's op's gonna be covering A main here. Meanwhile, mid. Yeah, once again, ADMU really does a good job of taking control of mid here, but so far they haven't found too much purchase in this game coming through. We're gonna have to see. They're playing it a little slowly, finding the next opportunity, gathering as much intel as they can. A little dance here. They know that there's no one coming in just yet. So let's see. Maybe once Dippy peeks over here, might be the floodgates opening for this hail of bullets coming through in this round.
Yeah, we see them hanging out at mid right now. There's 3 members, and Yaba actually is holding the spike here, but it doesn't look like USC are looking to aggressively hold mid. We see 2 of them, or rather all of them, pretty much just split out between the 2 sites. There's the lockdown though, coming from, I believe, yes, Ateneo. So ADMU putting that down. Let's see if they can push in here on to B side. There goes the smokes. Nebula though gonna be put out here by Astra to block the vision. Oh my goodness, this is an awful situation for Dippy to be in. He takes a couple of damage there. Good thing.
Beats. Mateo's just waiting for someone to push through the dark cover here. But Beats once again catches Mateo looking in the wrong direction, but ADMU still has a numbers advantage. As USC, they have a really delayed rotate here coming into the site. Even after the lockdown was pushed through earlier, got a good plant here. Boathouse is covered right now. They have a pretty good angle on the lane as well. Beats trying to find some random shots through that wall, maybe find someone's head. His location's getting revealed, and that opens the floodgates for everyone to just peek him. But Tomo, let Tomo slip through. He's gonna try and go for, okay, he's gonna fake that ping. Let's see if he's gonna have Yaba with a 4K this round, stopping him short. taking back a little bit from USC, and the San Carlos squad kind of slips up there, and Ateneo still looking strong.
Yeah, unfortunate that Tomo did not have any stars anymore at that point in the round, so he couldn't clutch it out. But in the end, yeah, the Ateneo is going to try and get closer and closer to evening things out between them and USC right now. Flex gets to keep his op, uh, which is great for the team. Let's see if he's able to find a pick with that one
They're
right
stacking,
now.
eh?
They'll go for a full buy here, USC. The economy looks good for them. They will be able to. I think I saw a Guardian, though, from one of the members there.
Running and gunning with that. Seems like Squami's just checking around the corners. Aldrone to get as much intel. Tomo, we love to see it. You are divided, and that is going to make it very tough for them to see if anything is waiting behind that wall. And as soon as Tomo goes for the peek, though, catches Tomo out. The ult is still coming through, and it seems like ADMU has played around this divide quite well. Hunter's Fury is coming through, actually takes out Neat. And look at this intel here, trying to get that, trying to get those shots through the floorboards with that Guardian. However, half a feed is going to come through. Ramen, though, is going to find Yaba as he catches him with a Vandal as well. Precision takes back the kill against Flex, though, and Precision trying to find some kills against Mateo, but the aim is just in his favor, and Dippy finishes off the round against Fugly with a headshot. It is getting closer and more even here, and we're gonna get a super even mid-game here for both of these teams.
The difficult thing about playing Astra in your ancient composition is sometimes the wall will work for you, and sometimes it can work for the opponent. You know, in that moment, I think when Tomo put down that wall, I think it was too early, you know, to put that one down, because usually, you know, especially when you're on the defending side, that wall is often used to go for, you know, the diffuse, you know, to keep yourself safe from any bullets coming, especially here on Ascent from.
Who's next on the chopping block? He's trying to find someone, but no, it doesn't seem like he's going to find them with the Blade Storm just yet. All of them revealed by the Recon Vault. It's going to be the Toxin screen coming up. No hard push just yet. A few of the members seeing if Cubby and Around Cat might be a little better for the approach here. Actually, it seems like one of the members here is going to go full onto Pizza here. Maybe find someone around CT at that point, but they're playing this a little bit slow, waiting for that Toxins to do its work and come back up. We're going to have to see, though. Okay, Toxin screen coming up. Flex coming through. Ramen very patient. No one's going to check it. He gets a 2K with a judge before he gets taken down. That's actually huge. Dippy there. Getting that shock ball behind the generator, but Mateo finishes off the kill against Fugly. And right here, it seems like Tomo maybe trying to find some stars to make work with around A side, but it seems like they're already trying to make something happen around B side instead. While meanwhile, USC still holding those angles, being very patient. Seems like this might be tough though still, because once Ateneo has set up on B, at least find the angles that they're going to be holding, it's going to be harder for USC to come through.
Yeah, that flank for Mateo ended up working for them. You know, they were able to clear out the site. Mateo relays the information that B is free. So we saw that very, you know, long rotation from Sova through spawn, and he's able to plant there onto B side. This is good because it gives him time to set up for the post-plant situation. We see Killjoy gonna try and catch someone out from spawn, while Dippy here is gonna be waiting in backside to check if anyone comes through market or B main. Even Precision is gonna put out a dart, gonna see if he can spot anyone out. Can see anyone. Oh, but Dippy gets from there. All right,
but it doesn't seem like they have enough time though, especially with Mateo really delaying them at this point. Just at this point, is really just to delay them, maybe take away some of their rifles at this point. Gonna go, okay, no time at all. This has to go for the aim battle because both of them are gonna die anyway. Seems like ADMU evens it out. Complete even here as we swap onto the second half of this game. But let's take a look at that. Ramen was so patient here. And as Flex, okay, they let Flex charge through. Meanwhile, no one checked this corner, so of course he's just gonna turn around the corner and get those cheeky judge kills. And if he had gotten a third one there, it might have actually been USC's round for sure.
Yeah, you know, that's the exciting thing about these new agents, especially maybe for an agent like Astra. You have Gravity Well that combos with a bunch of different things. You know, we've seen different players go for a Gravity Well into paint shells, you know, into someone holding an Ares or something. In that case, the blank that was filled was the judge. So it was a Gravity Well at the judge. really efficient buy there from Ramen. You know, even if you're the judge, it's just 1,600 credits. So great play from them. But now we are switching over to other sides. Let's see how ADMU does on the defense here. And with USC on the attack, knowing that they have the highest attack win rate, I believe it's 75% win rate on attack. So that's pretty huge. Let's see if that changes. You know, again, since Fireside Jin, one of the star players of the team, is not here today. Let's see if USC can maintain that kind of aggression throughout this best of 3 series.
But of course, Beats and Ramen have been doing work here. Like, especially with the help of the rest of their team. Like, you can't really count out Fugly. Like I said, he is like kind of that anchor for his team where he enables the rest of them. And of course, this Astra, I feel like they're going to be able to make good use of this on attack here. But Ateneo, they're like the top win rate defending team here for UAC, so they are in their comfort zone here, especially in Ascent, in a map like Ascent. But Ramen looking for an opening here to get through that part of the map, but Mateo catches Mateo slipping on that box. Dippy gets the backstab onto Precision. Meanwhile, not able to get the react, but catches him from behind. Meanwhile, Yaba is the one that catches Ramen from behind this time. Squammy with a snake bite, try and deny them from getting through there. Seems like the Manila trying to look for something. That range frenzy not doing too much. Snakebite to prevent anyone from pushing while he goes through the lane, but Beats cuts him short, and that's going to be USC with momentum on this first round of the second half.
All right, good effort there from the Viper, but unfortunately he was short on numbers, 2v1. So USC is going to be winning that first round. They are going to go for a couple of Spectres. Ramen's actually opting for a judge here. So
ooh, I mean, we've seen Jets with shotguns before, running with shotguns. Always a fun time.
Definitely something we see often. No raises in this game. I'm so used to seeing Raze played, you know, especially recently when Raze just really moved up on pick rate along with other agents like Viper as they flash.
They're gonna go for the hard rush here. They know that they have the advantage in terms of firepower, and that's gonna be the double updraft for Tailwind here. But seems like, of course, they're just gonna come through with the Spectres already with a plant. It doesn't seem like the Manila can do much. Going for the really far rotate, maybe get a few flanks, hold away from mid, but seems like the rest of Ateneo de Manila is gonna have a hard time pushing through.
All right, we see Yaba trying to find a pick here onto the side. Slowly, they're moving in. They know someone's in B main, but that's Beats gonna find two actually at the other
hard on that.
4K onto Beats now, but he's taken out. This is a 2v1. Omen is still alive here on the defense. Let's see if he can clutch it out. Goes for the flash, gets a couple of shots there from the turret.
Needs to get those kills.
No way that he makes it out alive of that one. That's gonna be a two-round lead now for USC.
I think with round 3 here in the second half, it's going to be a little bit more even in terms of firepower. Precision and Fugly are going to have to make do with Spectres. Meanwhile, LG, this is their time. This is their chance to really strike back and take momentum back in their favor. I mean, that's just how the banks roll, you know, and when you've got the third round in a half. But we'll see. It seems like USC splitting up their offense here. Let's see. Seems like they're really favoring A side here. Meanwhile, they have someone at the ready around mid, or actually around CT, to rotate where he's needed.
There.
But it seems like USC playing it a little slow, taking control of the orb here. Just really let Ramen have that knives out, that blaze storm as soon as possible. But Flex right around the corner. It's going to have a bad time when Ramen piece with a judge, but at least they have a crossfire going on here.
Yeah, Empress is actually up for Beast as well, so this could be huge here on the attack here in this third round. They haven't committed just yet. We see a rotation coming through from the members of USC right now, from spawn all the way to A, and there's no vision at mid, so even if there was, they wouldn't be able to track this rotation. Smoke comes through though from the defense onto Cubby, so clearly they have no idea where the rest of the members of USC are as they slowly make their way onto A main. No ults on the side of ADMU, so they won't have anything like a lockdown to stop this rush if it happens.
Yeah, it's going to be Ramen coming in, but Flex immediately cuts him down. Tries to find the Tailwind to try and dodge out of the way, but it seems like they're just mowing down this rush through A main, and then ones from 3 don't even matter as Yaba cuts them down. Then, like I said, this is their chance. That round was their chance to put momentum back in their favor. They did it spectacularly. It was very patient of an offense from USC, but in the end, there's a hail of bullets coming down that arch.
Yeah, I mean, when they take that long, the team kind of gets a feeling, of a rotation
Hmm.
happening at one point. And I'm not even sure if there were enough smokes up on heaven to block the rest of the members peeking onto the site. So I believe that was the Killjoy who just kind of peeked through and got a couple of picks there. And so now closer to even. Once again, this is still a very much back and forth game between these two teams. The Empress wasn't used earlier, but I doubt they'll use it this time unless maybe Beats can find a rifle in his hands or if some crazy things happen.
There's a
Later on.
timeline where Beats gets a kill, steals the rifle, uses Empress, and it snowballs from there. There's a timeline where that happens. But I'm not sure if this timeline is that. But of course, slow pushing. They just need to get those picks. Maybe with the Sheriff one taps. Damage the banks here for Ateneo de Manila. Get those, get the ADMU kids allowances out of their wallet, by shooting over the head. Doesn't seem like it beats. Trying to find purchase here, but Precision taking a lot of damage here, but Yaba trying to get some bamboozles right around the corner, but it does work against Ramen and FTG Precision. And it's going to be 2 kills, but it gets taken back by Fugly. Tomo gets taken down by Dippy as well for 2, but of course it's just, it's just the way the firepower goes. Ateneo has all of the rifles at this point. Fugly is able to steal away a kill with his own Vandal that he picked up. But, it's going to be Ateneo evening it out. And once again, that's just how the dance of Econ goes at this point.
Yes, indeed. USC did save up there, so we did expect that they were able to get 2 kills at least to damage the economy of AdMove for just a bit, but now they can go for those full buys, and try and bring themselves a lead. This is a very big round because at this point in the game, you're at 8-8 on the scoreboard, and everyone has a full buy, and that's going to be huge. Whoever pulls a lead here will probably win the game. As we can see, a shout out from Mewi saying, "Dippy, don't tilt."
Yeah, don't tilt. Nobody tilt.
Or
Nobody tilt.
very close to top frag position actually here, along with Yabo, who's just featured player here of the match, and he's just been doing so well.
And once again, it's really Hunter's Fury just to prevent their approach at this point. Actually catches Tomo while he's up there in the skies trying to put those stars down. Hunter's Fury snaps him back to reality, and then he's dead.
That's really the worst way to die as an Astra, and I can't even count the number of times I've personally gotten knifed or backstabbed while in astral form.
You don't need people to cover you while you're meditating. What? Viper's snake bite to try and prevent any more approaches. Flex shutting down that Aldrone, but of course now that he shut down that Aldrone, they know where he's coming from. Very nice one-way smoke coming in from the Viper. I really need to learn those. And everyone that plays Viper needs to learn those because those are very powerful here. And you can see that here, we see that in action. You see the legs, but the Precision has to go all the way back here just to find any purchase down that link onto CT. But here Squammy gets a kill onto Beats, easy enough, but it's got to be Ramen taking him down. And it seems like they are going to come rolling down here, but both house is covered and secure as Squammy gets the 3K. All these headshots, and Mateo finishes off the round at the Manila University. 1-point lead on this really, really close game, but of course USC is not going to let them have that so easy.
I'm surprised that USC even tried to push there, considering that Squammy was just all set up with his Viper. The Viper really made it so comfortable for the team to defend the site. You see him get the 3 headshots there. It's just so easy when Viper's able to set up on a site. Let's see, though, how USC will be able to adjust to this. Viper is just one of those agents along with others like Soba where it's kind of weak at the start, but once you learn the proper lineups and the setups, it's awful to play against.
He's trying to look for someone here. He's a man on a mission, and he's got knives out. But let's see, Flex is here covering around this area, making sure nobody pushes out of this side. Excuse me. And yeah, once again, another one-way smoke. Making sure that Yaba has a very nice lineup and anyone trying to come through. But of course, Ramen just ready with that Blade Storm. Once again, another Cloud Burst. Really just to delay that as much as possible. It doesn't seem like USC is wanting to push that just yet.
Yeah, we see a rotation happening. Killjoy carrying the bomb is now running over.
But Beats
pushes anyway. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe trying to look for a pick, but he is going to fall 2 members down now from the attacking side. That is USC. They still have 2 ults. So there is a chance they can clutch this out. But
Mateo, though,
trying to find a
caught
pick to
with his
get
pants down.
leaving it 2 members left. Tomo finds a pick with the sheriff as he can find another here. Wow, the headshot onto Flex, and that's going to be 2v3. Is this winnable now? 2 ults here, lockdown plus the wall
Possibly.
here from Tomo.
Possibly winnable.
30 seconds
actually.
left.
If Tomo can get another one tap, maybe on Dippy once he's taking this angle here, get that headshot, get the plant. I'm not sure if he'll be able to find the time to pick up the gun after a one tap here, but we'll see. Tomo, playing this super patiently with 10 seconds left here, so getting those Nebulas out just to get the cover going. They've got 10 seconds on the clock here. Dippy kicks down Tomo, and it's just going to be the shock darts. Not finding Princess there on that side for both house, but it's going to be Squamby finishing it up. And they're going to get an easy defuse here with lots of time remaining. And 8 to 10, the closer you get to 13, the more that these like even Stevens are going to be really contentious.
Yeah, you have to commend Tomo for his effort there. He was able to get that really nice headshot, but because they were on a save, that was expected. However, during all that time, as we enter this tactical pause and review what just happened there, looking at the situation, USC, without Fire Saijin, still looking strong. You have Beats and Tomo here who have been able to. Actually, every member has been playing their role quite well. It's just so happens that LG Esports, are also performing very well. And by no means was I expecting this to be a stomp. Especially, looking at how LG Esports performed in the previous weekend. The team has been looking strong. And so looking at it now, I think it is going to be a very long series for these two teams.
Oh, definitely.
It's looking at the way they've been kind of toe-to-toe with each other. We've got 4 ults now on the side of USC, and then we've got 3 Viper Spit actually up as well for ADMU.
Viper Spit might be a tough one to crack here, but with 4 ults, USC has to use them now to really get that momentum back and catch up to that 10. Because once again, like I said, the closer you get to 13, the more stressful even scores become here. And San Carlos really needs to get those rounds back. And I think Yaba being top frag, I think it's really correct. Once again, really characteristic of how LG Esports is across games. Like the way what they prioritize, what kind of talents they cultivate. And I think Yaba is a really good example of that. He's not a duelist, but he's able to frag out. He does his job as that controller very well. It seems like we're gonna get into tactical boss still coming through, but yeah.
Yeah, we've seen shout out here from Kellogg. Let's go run it back to finals LG. That
Kellogg.
is gonna be just a very it's one of the most interesting timelines we get because once again, for those who haven't been catching up ever since season 1, DLSU and ADMU set us up for a classic rivalry matchup last season. And so with DLSU, who were just able to secure their slot in the finals for next weekend, I'm sure AcadArena is looking to meet them there, but USC is one of, if not the biggest obstacles to securing the slot.
Absolutely. But I guess with a shout out from the Kellogg K-Man himself, maybe they've got the energy to go through. Already closing the door there. Make sure there's no entries. That's the Viper Spit. Means that B side is off limits, which means that A side is going to be fortified here by the rest of ADMU. The thing is, though, the Viper Spit, if they want to keep that up as a deterrent, it's going to have 4 members here. Only 4 members against 5 here on A side. We're going to have to see. They're holding down Garden quite well. Has an angle onto Tree. Beats. Maybe get that Leer out. Maybe can find something. But it seems like they're actually looking to go around mid. Maybe challenge this Viper Spit. Indeed, if they're all on A, maybe we just rush the Viper in her pit. That's that might be the game plan here for USC.
Yeah, let's see what they go for here. They're just crossing through mid. They've been able to block out that mid vision, and they slowly walk up mid copy here onto A site. And AcadArena doesn't catch a whiff of this. They have no idea that this is happening. Just completely avoided the Viper Spit, and now they are pushing onto the site. The turret catches them there, so they know that this is happening. This is the rush now. Yaba is going to be waiting here as the wall goes up. All right, let's see if they can play around this. Yaba is going to fall. Beats finds one, and now that's going to be the shot.
Precision, though.
Going to be going through Dippy. Will he survive? There's the Hunter's Fury. Comes through. Doesn't catch anyone just yet. Dippy interrupts that Hunter's Fury there from precision, and now it's going to be about the retake.
Yeah, but though it's all these lockdowns coming around, the divide as well, making everything so tough. But the spike still has a little bit of time. But look at that. Seems like Fugly just, okay, 4 players at 10. I guess we're just going to come in there. But it's going to be Fugly catching Flex as he's going to try and Blade Storm out. But Dippy catches Fugly, and once again, going to go for the defuse. That's going to be Ramen trying to stop it.
Oh,
Seems like it does come through though. A Squammy, does he have the time? Just a couple more seconds, and yes, he does it and makes it an 11-8 Squammy. He's really clutched that out with that fire, with those headshots, and wow, he's gonna be ADMU looking very, very strong. Let's take a look at that replay.
yeah, just a quick round in there. Didn't see much of those last few seconds there from the replay, but you
But
know the story's pretty simple. You know, the wall was put up there by Astra when they just rushed from mid to site, and even with the wall, you know, they weren't really able to do much, especially once the kills came through from Squammy there, who just ended that round. So let's see if USC will be able to close this gap, because right now Ateneo is just really in the zone. They've really widened the gap here between the two teams. Empress is up for beats. Let's see if they use this. But right now, once again, we are just going to see a slow push here. Oh,
oh, it catches that, catches the cloth, catches the scarf on that. So yeah, it actually doesn't get much intel from that, actually. Doesn't seem like he's gonna peek that mid knowing there's an operator around the corner. But it seems like USC playing this a little bit patiently. All the making sure that the utility on the side of ADMU is being used. Snake bites. Make sure to eat up the gas on that toxic screen and that toxic orb. Then maybe they can find an opening to strike. They're rotating all the way to B side here. It's tough.
yeah, every round really counting here. Again, this is only a best of 3. So whoever sets the momentum here and wins game 1. While it doesn't happen often, there have been times where those who win that first game just kind of sweep on a 2-0, as we saw last week when ADMU won the first game and pretty much 2-0'd that entire matchup.
Oh, snake bite. That's going to be the Nebula here to cut off the sight line from CT. Meanwhile, Ramen making sure that nobody peeks through that, nobody pushes through, but he's taking a lot of fire here. Armor has been burnt down, and that is going to be 10 seconds on the clock. I mean, of course, they're going to be able to plant here, but this is really, really tense at this point. But they still got 5 members, 5 on 5 at this stage in the round here. Dippy, maybe we can find something here. Tomo controlling this angle here around the entrance, but that is going to be Empress being pulled out here. Dippy, though, gets his pick onto Ramen. They're really checking their corners, but the time is ticking. Toxin screen here just to cover their approach, but Mateo goes down. Dippy, oh, the Toxin screen betrays him. Squammy, though, clutching it out. Flex with a kill. And Squammy, once again, it's just dabbing on these fools. Meanwhile, Yaba, I think he's going to give over the defuse here to Squammy. Maybe one step closer to ult, but they are on match point here against USC and the Mustang Warriors. They are looking to be in trouble, but this is game 1. They don't want to get their backs to the wall here in the best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? When you look on paper at the 4 teams who were playing today, FIT and USC, they had the higher seeding. So technically, DLSU and ADMU were underdogs coming into these matches. But the thing is, it's so hard to say that it's a black and white thing of them being underdogs, because again, ADMU and DLSU were the finalists from season 1. So if anything, that experience does give them a kind of edge, since these players have been playing here at UAC for quite a long time already. And I think that's coming through right now for Ateneo. Of course, there are other factors as well. We keep repeating this, but Fireside is not here in this game. But at the same time, you know, Dippy being here in this match and Ateneo having that experience, kind of giving them the lead here so far in game 1.
Yeah. And really, when you say underdogs in our semis, I feel like it's like a difference of like, what, 3 pounds and 1 inch in terms of the height and weight here. But I think USC is super, super scary, even without Fireside. But with him, they're just on another level. But here, they don't have it, so they're going to have to make do. Maybe going to make something happen here on the attack, right? Get those headshots against Heaven, but no. Once again,
wow.
Ateneo de Manila, when you charge through that arch on A side, you're just going to get mowed down. Unless you like have all of your smokes on Heaven. But that didn't happen. They just got mowed down like grass.
Yeah, you know, attacking A site I think, in this game was just so rough for the team. They couldn't seem to find the right way to
Mhm.
execute. I think a lot of it might also have to do just with learning how to play around an agent like Astra, right? We don't have a
Mhm.
lot of teams who have gathered professional experience playing on an agent like Astra. And,
Mhm.
Astra requires such a big brain. Let's all admit,
Yeah,
that's
Galaxy, actually, literal galaxy brain.
literal galaxy brain. Every round you have to set up your stars. It's a whole thing, right? It's
Mhm.
very different from playing other agents like Omen and Brimstone we've been so used to ever since the CBT. So I'm actually very curious. This game was by no means a stomp, right? But
Yeah, definitely
USC
not.
definitely have things they can improve on moving into the second game. I'm looking at agent select especially for
Mhm.
this team because there doesn't seem to be
It's
much
gonna be super
flexibility.
important.
I'm wondering if they default back to the usual Jet Reina setup along with Sentinel. I don't know. Maybe they can put up a Sage as
Mhm.
well. But I'm excited. I don't think this is going to be a stomp from LG because I do think USC had very dominant rounds. At some points during this game. So this is going to be an exciting series. But it's great to see LG Esports in form as well.
Yeah, I think once again it's really characteristic, and that they had a hard win on defense. I think it's because LG just plays so principled on the defense, and they played really, really solidly. But of course, that's just game one. This is a best of three series after all in these semifinals, so we're gonna have to see how game two goes. And of course, guys, um, if you want those Kovac keys, share the stream with share the stream on your socials with the hashtags either LG win or USC win. You get a chance to win those after all. And of course, check our Logitech discount as well with exclamation Logitech G. We were Hyron and Nausicaa, and we'll be back after a very short break for game two.
Why don't you watch me do my